Utah is a landlocked state in the Mountain West subregion of the western United States. It is one of the Four Corners states, sharing a border with Arizona, Colorado, and New Mexico. It also borders Wyoming to its northeast, Idaho to its north, and Nevada to its west. In comparison to all the U.S. states and territories, Utah, with a population of just over 3 million, is the 13th largest by area, the 30th most populous, and the 11th least densely populated. Urban development is mostly concentrated in two regions: the Wasatch Front in the north-central part of the state, which includes the state capital, Salt Lake City, and is home to roughly two-thirds of the population, and Washington County in the southwest, which has somewhat more than 180,000 residents. Most of the western half of Utah lies in the Great Basin. Utah has been inhabited for thousands of years by various indigenous groups, such as the ancient Puebloans, the Navajo, and the Ute. The first Europeans to arrive in the mid-16th century were the Spanish. Because of the region's challenging geography and harsh climate, it only became a peripheral part of New Spain and later of Mexico. Even while it was Mexican territory, many of the Utah region's earliest European settlers were from the United States. Notable among these were Mormons who were fleeing marginalization and persecution in the United States and arrived via the so-called Mormon Trail. In 1848, after the Mexican-American War, the region was annexed by the U.S., becoming part of the Utah Territory, which included what later became Colorado and Nevada. Disputes between the dominant Mormon community and the federal government delayed Utah's admission as a state. In 1896. After it agreed to outlaw polygamy, it was admitted as the 45th state. People from Utah are known as Utahns. Slightly over half of all Utahns are Mormons, the vast majority of whom are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, LDS Church, which has its world headquarters in Salt Lake City. Utah is the only state where a majority of the population belongs to a single church. The LDS Church greatly influences Utah culture, politics, and daily life, though since the 1990s the state has become more religiously diverse as well as secular. Utah has a highly diversified economy with major sectors including transportation, education, information technology and research, government services, mining, multi-level marketing, and tourism. Utah has been one of the fastest-growing states since 2000, with the 2020 U.S. Census confirming the fastest population growth in the nation since 2010. St. George was the fastest-growing metropolitan area in the United States from 2000 to 2005. Utah ranks among the overall best states in metrics such as healthcare, governance, education, and infrastructure. It has the 12th highest median average income and the least income inequality of any U.S. state. Over time, and influenced by climate change, droughts in Utah have been increasing in frequency and severity, putting a further strain on Utah's water security and impacting the state's economy. The California gull is a medium-sized gull, smaller on average than the herring gull, but larger on average than the ring-billed gull. It lives not just in California, but up and down the entire western coast of North America, and has breeding ground inland. Calochortus nuttallii, also known as the Sego lily, is a bulbous perennial plant that is endemic to the western United States. The common name of Sego comes from a similar Shoshan word. It is the state flower of Utah. Quaking aspen Populus tremuloides is a deciduous tree that is native to cooler parts of North America. It is also known as trembling aspen, American aspen, mountain aspen, and more. Quaking aspen is the most widespread tree species in North America, ranging from Alaska to Mexico. It is known for its white bark and leaves that tremble in the slightest breeze. In the fall, the leaves turn a spectacular yellow color. There are 29 counties in the U.S. state of Utah. There were originally 7 counties established under the Provisional State of Desert in 1849: Davis, Iron, Sanpete, Salt Lake, Tooele, Utah, and Weber. The territory of Utah was created in 1851 with the first territorial legislature meeting from 1851 to 1852. The first legislature recreated the original counties from the state of Deseret under territorial law, as well as establishing 3 additional counties: Juab, Millard, and Washington. All other counties were established between 1854 and 1894 by the Utah Territorial Legislature under territorial law, except for the last 2 counties formed, Daggett and Duchesne. They were created by popular vote and by gubernatorial proclamation after Utah became a state. Present-day Duchesne County encompassed an Indian reservation that was created in 1861. The reservation was open to homesteaders in 1905 and the county was created in 1913. Due to dangerous roads, mountainous terrain, and bad weather preventing travel via a direct route, 19th century residents in present-day Daggett County had to travel 400 to 800 miles and 640 to 1,290 kilometers on both stage and rail to conduct business in Vernal, the county seat for Uintah County, a mere 50 miles and 80 kilometers away. In 1917, all Uintah County residents voted to create Daggett County. Based on 2022 United States Census data, the population of Utah was 3,417,734. Just over 75% of Utah's population is concentrated along four Wasatch Front counties: Salt Lake, Utah, Davis, and Weber. Salt Lake County was the largest county in the state with a population of 1,185,813, followed by Utah County with 719,174, Davis County with 373,207, and Weber County with 271,926. Daggett County was the least populated with 992 people. The largest county in land area is San Juan County with 7,821 square miles and 20,260 square kilometers, and Davis County is the smallest with 304 square miles and 790 square kilometers. The Federal Information Processing Standard FIPS code, which is used by the United States government to uniquely identify states and counties, is provided with each county. Utah's FIPS code is 49, which when combined with any county code would be written as 49XXX. Each FIPS code links to the most current census data for that county. The Utah Code Title 17, Chapter 50, Part 5 divides the counties into 6 classes by population. First class, population of 1 million or more. Only one county, Salt Lake, is first class. Second class, population between 175,000 and 1 million, 4 counties. Third class, population between 40,000 and 175,000, 5 counties. Fourth class, population between 11,000 and 40,000, 10 counties. Fifth class, population between 4,000 and 11,000, 5 counties. Sixth class, population below 4,000, 4 counties. The county classes, for example, are used in the Utah legislature in crafting of legislation to distinguish between more urban and rural areas, such as important yet subtle distinctions in how revenue can be distributed. Usually, a bill intended to benefit rural counties would target the counties of the 4th, 5th, and 6th class. Under Utah Code Title 17, Chapter 52, a Part 2, Utah counties are permitted to choose one of 4 forms of county government: a 3-member full-time commission, a 5 or 7-member expanded commission, a 3 to 9-member odd-numbered part-time council with a full-time elected county mayor, or a 3 to 9-member odd-numbered part-time council with a full-time manager appointed by the council. 23 out of 29 counties are ruled by the standard 3-member commission. Of the other 6, Cache County was the first change in 1988 to a 7-member council with an elected mayor. Grand County adopted a 7-member council with appointed manager in 1992, followed by Morgan County in 1999 and Wasatch County in 2003. In 1998, Salt Lake County residents approved adopting a 9-member council with elected mayor that began work in 2001. Summit County adopted a 5-member council with an appointed manager in 2006.
Top 10 largest cities in Utah.
Number 10, South Jordan, Utah. South Jordan is a city in south-central Salt Lake County, Utah, United States, 18 miles and 29 kilometers south of Salt Lake City. Part of the Salt Lake City metropolitan area, the city lies in the Salt Lake Valley along the banks of the Jordan River between the 10,000-foot and 3,000-meter Aquia Mountains and the 11,000-foot and 3,400-meter Wasatch Mountains. The city has 3.5 miles and 5.6 kilometers of the Jordan River Parkway that contains fishing ponds, trails, parks, and natural habitats. The Salt Lake County Fairgrounds and Equestrian Park, 67-acre and 27-hectare Aquia Lake, and 37 public parks are located inside the city. As of 2020, there were 77,487 people in South Jordan. Founded in 1859 by Mormon settlers and historically an agrarian town, South Jordan has become a rapidly growing bedroom community of Salt Lake City. Kennecott Land, a land development company, has recently begun construction on the master plan Daybreak community for the entire western half of South Jordan, potentially doubling South Jordan's population. South Jordan was the first municipality in the world to have 2 temples off the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Jordan River Utah Temple and Aquia Mountain Utah Temple. It now shares that distinction with Provo, Utah. The city has 2 tracks light rail stops, as well as 1 commuter rail stop on the Front Runner. Number 9, Ogden, Utah. Ogden is a city in and the county seat of Weber County, Utah, United States, approximately 10 miles and 16 kilometers east of the Great Salt Lake and 40 miles and 64 kilometers north of Salt Lake City. The population was 87,321 in 2020, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, making it Utah's 8th largest city. The city served as a major railway hub through much of its history and still handles a great deal of freight rail traffic, which makes it a convenient location for manufacturing and commerce. Ogden is also known for its many historic buildings, proximity to the Wasatch Mountains, and as the location of Weber State University. Ogden is a principal city of the Ogden and Clearfield, Utah Metropolitan Statistical Area (MSA), which includes all of Weber, Morgan, Davis, and Box Elder counties. The 2010 census placed the metro population at 597,159 in 2010. Forbes rated the Ogden-Clearfield MSA as the 6th best place to raise a family. Ogden has had a sister city relationship to Hof at Bavaria, Germany, since 1954. Number 8. Lehi, Utah. Lehi is a city in Utah County, Utah, United States. The population was 75,907 at the 2020 census, up from 47,407 in 2010, and it is the center of population of Utah. The rapid growth in Lehi is due, in part, to the rapid development of the tech industry region known as Silicon Slopes. Lehi is home to Thanksgiving Point, 501c3 outdoor farm, garden, and museum complex, which also serves as an extension of Utah State University. Number 7. Sandy, Utah. Sandy is a city in the Salt Lake City metropolitan area, located in Salt Lake County, Utah, United States. The population was 96,904 according to the 2020 United States Census. Sandy is home to the shops at Southtown Shopping Mall, the Jordan Commons Entertainment, Office and Dining Complex, and the Mountain America Exposition Center. It is also the location of the Soccer-Specific America First Field, formerly known as Rio Tinto Stadium, which hosts Real Salt Lake and Utah Royals FC home games, and opened on October 8, 2008. The city is currently developing a walkable and transit-oriented city center called the Cairns. A formal master plan was adopted in January 2017 to accommodate regional growth and outlines developments and related guidelines through the next 25 years, while dividing the city center into distinct villages. The plan emphasizes sustainable living, walkability, human-scaled architecture, environmentally friendly design, and nature-inspired design while managing population growth and its related challenges. Number 6. Orem, Utah. Orem is a city in Utah County, Utah, United States, in the northern part of the state. It is adjacent to Provo, Linden, and Vineyard and is approximately 45 miles south of Salt Lake City. Orem is one of the principal cities of the Provo and Orem, Utah Metropolitan Statistical Area, which includes all of Utah and Juab counties. The 2020 population was 98,129 while the 2010 population was 88,328, making it the 5th most populous city in Utah. Utah Valley University is located in Orem. Number 5. St. George, Utah. St. George is a city in and the county seat of Washington County, Utah, United States. Located in southwestern Utah on the Arizona border, it is the principal city of the St. George Metropolitan Statistical Area (MSA). The city lies in the northeasternmost part of the Mojave Desert, immediately south of the Pine Valley Mountains, which mark the southern boundary of the Great Basin. St. George lies slightly northwest of the Colorado Plateau, which ends at the Hurricane Fault. The city is 118 miles and 190 kilometers northeast of Las Vegas, Nevada, and 300 miles and 480 kilometers south and southwest of Salt Lake City, Utah, on Interstate 15. The population was 95,342 at the 2020 census, with the overall MSA having an estimated population of 180,279. St. George is the 5th largest city in Utah and most populous city in the state outside of the Wasatch Front. The city was settled in 1861 as a cotton mission, earning it the nickname Dixie. While the crop never became a successful commodity, the area steadily grew in population. Between 2000 and 2005, St. George emerged as the fastest-growing metropolitan area in the United States. Today, the St. George region is well known for its year-round outdoor recreation and proximity to several state parks, Zion National Park, and the Grand Canyon. Utah Tech University is located in St. George and is an NCAA Division I institution. Number 4. Provo, Utah. Provo is a city in and the county seat of Utah County, Utah, United States. It is 43 miles and 16 kilometers south of Salt Lake City along the Wasatch Front and lies between the cities of Orem to the north and Springville to the south. With a population at the 2020 census of 115,162, Provo is the 4th largest city in Utah and the principal city in the Provo and Orem metropolitan area, which had a population of 526,810 at the 2010 census. It is Utah's second largest metropolitan area after Salt Lake City. Provo is the home to Brigham Young University BYU, a private higher education institution operated by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints LDS Church. Provo also has the LDS Church's largest missionary training center, MTC. The city is a focus area for technology development in Utah with several billion-dollar startups. The city's Peaks Ice Arena was a venue for the Salt Lake City Winter Olympics in 2002. Number 3. West Jordan, Utah. West Jordan is a city in Salt Lake County, Utah, United States. It is a suburb of Salt Lake City. According to the 2020 census, the city had a population of 116,961, placing it as the third most populous in the state. The city occupies the southwest end of the Salt Lake Valley at an elevation of 4,330 feet and 1,320 meters, named after the nearby Jordan River. The limits of the city begin on the river's western bank and end in the eastern foothills of the Awkward Mountains, where Kennecott Copper Mine, the world's largest man-made excavation, is located. Settled in the mid-19th century, the city has developed into its own regional center. As of 2012, the city has 4 major retail centers, with Jordan Landing being one of the largest mixed-use plan developments in the Intermountain West. Companies headquartered in West Jordan include Mountain America Credit Union, Linco Sales and Service, SNE Steel, and Cypress Credit Union. The city has one major hospital, Jordan Valley Medical Center, and a campus of Salt Lake Community College. City landmarks include Gardner Village, established in 1850, and South Valley Regional Airport, formerly known as Salt Lake Airport II. The airport serves general aviation operations as well as a base for the 211th Aviation Regiment of the Utah Army National Guard flying Apache and Black Hawk helicopters. Number 2. West Valley City, Utah. West Valley City is a city in Salt Lake County and a suburb of Salt Lake City in the U.S. state of Utah. The population was 140,230 at the 2020 census, making it the second most populous city in Utah after Salt Lake City. The city incorporated in 1980 from a large, quickly growing unincorporated area, combining the 4 communities of Granger, Hunter, Chesterfield, and Redwood. It is home to the Maverick Center and Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. Number 1. Salt Lake City, Utah. Salt Lake City, often shortened to Salt Lake or SLC, is the capital and most populous city of the U.S. state of Utah. It is the county seat of Salt Lake County, the most populous county in the state. The city is the core of the Salt Lake City Metropolitan Statistical Area (MSA), which had a population of 1,257,936 at the 2020 census. Salt Lake City is further situated within a larger metropolis known as the Salt Lake City and Ogden and Provo Combined Statistical Area, a corridor of contiguous urban and suburban development stretched along the 120-mile and 190-kilometer segment of the Wasatch Front, comprising a population of 2,746,164 as of 2021 estimates, making it the 21st largest in the nation. With a population of 200,133 in 2020, it is the 117th most populous city in the United States. It is also the central core of the larger of only 2 major urban areas located within the Great Basin, the other being Reno, Nevada. Salt Lake City was founded on July 24, 1847, by early pioneer settlers led by Brigham Young, who were seeking to escape persecution they had experienced while living farther east. The Mormon pioneers, as they would come to be known, entered a semi-arid valley and immediately began planning and building an extensive irrigation network which could feed the population and foster future growth. Salt Lake City's street grid system is based on a standard compass grid plan, with the southeast corner of Temple Square, the area containing the Salt Lake Temple in downtown Salt Lake City, serving as the origin of the Salt Lake Meridian. Owing to its proximity to the Great Salt Lake, the city was originally named Great Salt Lake City. In 1868, the word great was dropped from the city's name. Immigration of international members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints LDS Church mining booms, and the construction of the first transcontinental railroad brought economic growth, and the city was nicknamed the Crossroads of the West. It was traversed by the Lincoln Highway, the first transcontinental highway, in 1913. 2 major cross-country freeways, I-15 and I-80, now intersect in the city. The city also has a belt route, I-215. Salt Lake City has developed a strong tourist industry based primarily on skiing, outdoor recreation, and religious tourism. It hosted the 2002 Winter Olympics and will host the 2034 Winter Olympics. It is known for its politically liberal culture, which stands in contrast with most of the rest of the state's highly conservative leanings. It is home to a significant LGBT community and hosts the annual Utah Pride Festival. It is the industrial banking center of the United States. Salt Lake City and the surrounding area are also the location of several institutions of higher education, including the state's flagship research school, the University of Utah. Sustained drought in Utah has strained Salt Lake City's water security, caused the Great Salt Lake level to drop to record low levels, and has impacted the local and state economy. The receding lake has exposed arsenic, which may become airborne, exposing area residents to poisonous dust. The city is also under threat of major earthquake damage amplified by two offshoots of the nearby Wasatch Fault that join underneath the downtown area.